Back with more of our pregame here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score, and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Roseburg Indians back at home today as they get ready for their home opener. Welcome in Century to match up here, and we get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson as we get ready for today's matchup. And Coach, one game under your belt. I'm sure it feels nice to get outside, do the whole routine of taking the field, taking a little bit of pregame, getting a game under your belt, but obviously the result wasn't where you wanted it to be yesterday. So as you guys gear up for it here today, how do the guys seem to be handling one game under their belt and getting ready for another?
Well, that's just it. They're handling it as best we can. Long day yesterday. It was, like you said, great to get outside, get a game in, and play. Unfortunately, the result was not what we were hoping for or working for, but we'll, hopefully learn from that and have a chance here today to come out and go again after a long night and a short turnaround against a team out of Portland, Air Century, with a very good club, and we're fortunate the weather's going to hold for us today and get a chance to see the field again.
I know you played yesterday, so quick turnaround and not a lot of time to really sit and address a lot of issues that you might have seen pop up in the first game. But in the amount of time you guys had, what were some of the things you tried to really focus on and bring attention to after yesterday's contest?
Well, obviously we've got to be better at the plate. We've got to have a better approach. We've got to get more balls put in play and force action on the defensive end for our opponent to give us a chance to get on base. We've just got to be more aggressive at the plate and do a better job of putting the ball in play. We talked about that a ton and had some time here before the game today to obviously get to Cadiz and work on some of that. So hopefully we can improve from our effort yesterday in that aspect and go from there. Offensively, we've just got to get better.
I know you'd like to always be having your best at the plate, but I think on the other side you guys faced a pretty decent arm yesterday. How would you rate what you saw from them, and how much did what the other guy did on the other side kind of dictate what you guys were able to do?
Well, certainly take nothing away from the performance we saw out of West Salem's pitcher yesterday. Did a great job, like I talked about yesterday. Got ahead in the counts and was a plus fastball, and it was good for us to see. Unfortunately, we didn't capitalize on some situations we had, and he kept throwing strikes and doing a good job. So he was a very good arm, and he's certainly one of West Salem's best arms that's been there for several years. So it was a quality opponent with a quality pitcher on the mound, and that's great for us to see. That's the whole point. Obviously, we'd like to perform better against those people, but that's kind of part of the process as well, is getting to see those good arms early and building off what we learned from those.
Today you take on Century, and I'm sure you're focused more on what you guys are going to be doing instead of what's on the other side. So as you guys get ready for today's matchup, how much do you mess with what you had out there yesterday? Do you stick some new guys out there just to get them a chance to try and see what you've got in them, or is it going to look a little bit like what we saw yesterday?
Well, there'll be some similarities for sure, and there'll be some differences for sure. But this early in the year, like I said last night, we'll be pretty fluid with our lineup and have some guys that can play multiple positions, which is a great thing to have, and they'll get some opportunities today and into this weekend and next week and all those things early in the year when you're trying to find innings for everybody to get some looks and do all those things. But there's some things we need to establish in our lineup and some position players that need some innings. So we'll be a mix and match show probably today again and through the week. Like I said, it's good we have some preseason stuff that we can do that. We're not right into league play and right into that solid set lineup, but it's nice to have the games to see some different lineups and see some different kids have opportunities to perform.
Lastly, with you here, Coach, kind of amazing to see nice weather here after what we had been experiencing here in the Umpqua Basin. How's Legion Field seem to be holding up?
Well, it's dry, unbelievably enough. After 2 weeks ago when there was snow and wet and cold and all those things happened the last week with the weather we've had have done wonders for us here at the field. Infield is hard and fast, and the dirt is very hard and fast. Outfield is firming up. So, yeah, it's in for what it's gone through, it's in good shape right now as far as the conditions, as far as the weather is concerned. So, fortunately we get to spend some time on this field practicing here and doing those things that we hope will be an advantage for us as we go through our home schedule here. But you still got to play, and it's still baseball, so you got to play the game, and we're excited about being at home any chance we can be here. So Legion Field seems to be in good shape to play some baseball games.
All right, we look forward to it today. That was head coach Troy Thompson there as we get ready for the first pitch of tonight's ball game. Appreciate his time and our pregame coaches interview. Before we get to our final break of the pregame show, we want to get to our Supercuts starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. So we'll start first with the home team, the Roseburg Indians. Their starting lineup will have Spencer Six leading things off. Spencer yesterday picked up one hit, went 1 for 3, batting .333 on the season. The junior shortstop, Caden Johnson, will bat second. Doran Gillespie hits in the 3 spot, playing in center field today. He started in right field yesterday. Jonathan Stone back at first base. The cleanup hitter, the senior, went 1 for 3 yesterday with a single. Leading hitter returning back from last year for Roseburg. Zach Mandera bats 5th for the Indians, playing at third base. He was a starting pitcher yesterday, took the loss to drop to 0-1 on the year. Jet Black will be on the mound today for Roseburg. As the pitcher, he'll bat in the 6th spot. In left field, batting 7th is Trevor Muir. The junior is in the outfield. He played there yesterday for a short stint, coming out of the dugout to take over in left field for Garrett Zymet. He'll get the start, his first at the varsity level. Garrett Zymet's in right field today. He'll fill in for Jet Black, who's on the mound. He'll bat 8th, and in the 9th spot is the second baseman, Luke Van Norman. Taking a look now at the visiting team as we look at the Century Jaguars. Leading things off, it'll be Blake Bakay. He'll play in left field. Bakay, a senior. And the 2-hole is Mickey Thompson playing in center field, a senior committed to play at Washington State next year. Batting third and playing at shortstop is Justin Herzog, another senior for this senior-laden Century team. In the cleanup, it is the first baseman, and it's Ian Lawson, a junior. Batting 5th and playing at second base is Jared Gordon. At catcher is the 6-hitter, it's Alex Garcia. Then you've got the pitcher batting 7th, and that is Kyler Summers. Hitting 8th, playing in right field, is Gene Kittigwa. And rounding out the starting lineup, the 9-hitter, playing at third base, is Nico Roselle. And that is your starting lineups, brought to you by Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Head coach Troy Thompson out at home plate, along with his counterpart on the other side, Mason Wright, the head coach for the Century Jaguars. They are getting ready for tonight's game as they exchange lineups at home plate with the umpires, and we get ready to go for tonight's action. We'll go ahead and take our final break of the pregame show, and when we come back, it's time for first pitch. Roseburg and Century squaring off. When we return, this is Roseburg Baseball, streaming live online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Still going over the ground rules at home plate. As we get ready for first pitch today, I want to let you know Roseburg Baseball, brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. And by our friends at Bimart. Score big at Bimart, where you can get ready for your season for less. Joey Keyran here with you. Back in the studio, Chance Terrell running the radio production today. On-site video production help from Josh Nelson. I appreciate everybody helping put together today's product. For those that are curious, we are up and running on the video stream now at 541radio.com. Had a little bit of connectivity issues to start things out, but it's all ready to go as we get set for today's ball game. I don't believe we're doing a national anthem, and I'm not sure if they're going to run through the starting lineups for both teams before the teams take the field here, so we'll kind of play it by ear as we get ready to go. Century, of course, the visiting squad, will bat first. Century comes in ranked number 6 by the OSAA. They are 2-0 on the year. Wins against the Grant Generals 8-2, and their most recent win was against Central Catholic. And that win coming 2 days ago, 9-7 against the Rams. So number 6 in the state for Century. Roseburg, after their first game of the season, comes in at number 42 in the rankings. They took on number 33 West Salem and lost, so they're not starting very high, but they could easily work their way up as they continue on with the season. On the mound will be Jet Black, the right-hander. A junior will get his first start of the season. Didn't start many games last year for Roseburg, but did come out of the bullpen on a couple of occasions to get some time on the mound. I believe he maybe had one start, if I'm remembering correctly, last year. So we'll see what Jet has for us here today. No Jay Stoffel still for Roseburg. He's expected to be one of the top 2 arms for Roseburg this season. And Jace has been down with the flu from what I've been told. So no Jay Stoffel today, and not sure when he'll be back. Hopefully he gets a chance to make the trip with them when they go over to Central Oregon. I would expect he will do everything he can to make sure he's on that trip. Roseburg in the home whites here today. White tops, white trousers. Got the black stripe down the side. Numbers in orange on the front and the back. Roseburg across the chest in the orange script. Black socks, black hat. On the other side, it's the gray trousers for Century, and it's that dark teal color for the Jaguars. Numbers on the back, in black, outlined in white. And leading things off, it'll be the right-handed hitter, Blake Bakay, who will be the first batter to face off against Jet Black. Jet quickly into his windup for the first pitch, and we are underway with a called strike. Blake Bakay, the left fielder, senior, 5'11". He swings and fouls off a pitch to make it an 0-2 count. Number of these names very familiar for those that might be American Legion baseball fans. You may have known some of these names from the summer season. Blake Bakay is one of those I recognize from the Portland Barbers. As a pitch just out off the edge of the plate from the righty to the righty, Blake Bakay will have a 1-2 count. The first batter of the game for Century ducks underneath the next pitch. A 2-2 count now from Jet Black. Jet, I know, had some pretty stellar pitching performances at the lower levels before getting up here at the varsity. As he fires in and gets a swing and a miss for strike 3, and he starts out the game with a punch-out. And all Roseburg pitching strikeouts are brought to you by More Well Drilling. You can't afford to strike out when it comes to your water for your home. Trust More Well Drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. One away. Mickey Thompson, the center fielder, will bat next. Thompson got frozen on a breaking ball. Saw the knees buckle just a moment, and that one catching the top inside corner of the strike zone for an 0-1 count. Pitch high, and the count will go 1-1. Mickey Thompson, a second-team All-State outfielder last year as a junior. Back on November 6th of 2018, he committed to Washington State, and he gets beamed in the front shoulder. Couldn't tell how high that got him. He does take off an elbow pad on that front arm, but it looked like it got more up towards the shoulder area. And so a hit by pitch will put Thompson on base.
Next batter will be the shortstop, number 4, Justin Herzog.
Man on with one away, and Justin Herzog, the shortstop, will stand in next. Left-handed batter. First runner on for Century. Jet working out of the stretch. First pitch, breaking ball outside. So finishing the thought there on Mickey Thompson, committed to go play for the Cougars. Pac-12 baseball for him coming up. Remember seeing him during the summer playing for the Portland Barbers, and I remember some good things, not specifically exactly what it was he did, but I feel like he swung a pretty hot bat against the Dr. Stewarts during the American Legion season. At the plate, Herzog takes a strike on the outside corner, evens up his count at 1-1. Justin Herzog, honorable mention All-State infielder last year as a junior. 6'1" infielder and pitcher. Left-handed batter, the 1-1. Watches low outside corner, called for strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes against the 3-hitter, Justin Herzog. Scoreless game so far. Top of the first inning, Roseburg and Century squaring off. Home opener for Roseburg here in 2019. Hard to believe just a couple of weeks ago this field was covered in snow. Runner going on the 1-2 pitch. Throw down to second from 6. Not in time as Thompson will get in underneath the throw. Pretty decent, strong throw from Spencer 6 behind the plate. Underneath the tag goes Mickey Thompson. Steals second. The pitch missed outside, and it's a 2-2 count. We'll run around the defensive starters for Roseburg. The 2-2 from Jet outside, and the count will go full. Back behind the plate, you've got Spencer 6. Starting at the catcher position, I expect you'll see him there pretty much every game this season. Ethan Gartner will back him up, a senior for Roseburg. Spencer takes a trip out to the mound to have a quick word with Jet. Out at first base, Jonathan Stone. At second, Luke Van Norman. Third base, Zach Mandera. And at short, you've got Caden Johnson. In the outfield from left to right, Trevor Muir, Doran Gillespie, and Garrett Zimet. The full count pitch into right field. Zimet on the run, and he'll chase this one all the way to the wall. It bounces off from second base. Coming in to score will be Mickey Thompson standing up, and it's a one-out double for an RBI for Justin Herzog, and Century will take the early lead. Thompson easily scoring from second. That ball rocketed into right field.
Next batter, the first
Line drive shot, took one hop onto the warning track, then hard off the fence. And Garrett Zimet had to chase it down a little bit out there. So one on still with one out and a 1-0 game in favor of Century. And the cleanup hitter up next, Ian Lawson will bat, the first baseman, junior, 6'5", first baseman. Took the first pitch high for ball 1. A 1-0 pitch, sharply hit right past Jet into center field. They're going to send the runner. The relay throw to the plate. Plenty of time to get him. Head coach Mason Wright at third. He says, my bad. That ball got into center field so fast for Doran Gillespie. It was on him before the runner even had a chance to get to third base. Cut down at the plate. That is a second straight game that Roseburg has cut down a runner at the plate. So that is a single on a hard line drive right back up the middle.
Next batter, the second baseman.
For Ian Lawson, but then Herzog thrown out at home. First pitch, a called strike for the 5-hitter, Jared Gordon. The 0-1. Check swing and called for a strike on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes, or excuse me, no balls, 2 strikes. 2 away with a man on at first. Jet fires in, and he just misses on the outside corner. The count now will go 1-2. Trying to get out of the first inning, trailing 1-0 for Roseburg. They'll need to get the bats going early. Ball hit right side, and that will get in. Zymet up throwing quickly. Will get it back in. Holds Lawson to just holds Lawson at second, and Gordon gets just a single. That ball hit opposite field past the outstretched arms of Jonathan Stone at first. The big man, not enough length to him to get to that one. First and second with 2 down. Top of the first inning, Century already on top, 1-0.
Next batter will be the catcher, number 3, Alex Garcia.
Jet has now given up 3 hits here in the first. His delivery into Alex Garcia in the air, well struck to center. Going back is Gillespie over his head. One hops the wall. He'll send it back in. The relay goes to short, and no throw to the plate. 2 runs will come in on a double for Alex Garcia. Garcia wasting no time, sending that one high over Doran Gillespie in center field. Gillespie just had to turn and chase. That one hops off the warning track deep to center field where it's listed at 385.
Number 12, Kyler Summers.
He got to it, but not in time to be able to hold it to just 1 run. So 2-run score on the double. And batting next, it'll be the left fielder, the left-hander, Kyler Summers. He is pitching. And Summers takes the first pitch for ball 1. He's now got a 3-0 lead to work with when he takes the mound coming up. Another one misses low for Jet. (2-0) pitch, long first inning, and it's high for ball 3. Jet already up to 24 pitches here in the first. Looking to find a groove. It'll be interesting to see how especially if Century's bats continue as they have here in the first inning. It'll be interesting to see how the pitching rotation goes for Roseburg here today. The 3-0 grooves one in for a called strike against Summers. Missing Jace Stoffel, so that's one of their arms they expect to use. Yesterday, Zach Mandera going 3 innings. Also used Austin Anderson, more on him in a bit. Runner going from second, a swing, and a foul tip into the glove for strike 2. Runner was running as if he was going to try and take third, but put the brakes on midway between the bags. Full count pitch. Now they'll take off, and misses for ball 4. And by take off, I guess there was nobody on first. Now ball thrown into left field, and that's going to bring in another run for Century. Alone at second base was Garcia. He steals third and then scores on the throwing error by Spencer 6. So there wasn't a need no one forcing the runner at second. Alex Garcia off the bag. He could have just stayed put, but he tries to steal third. He does, and then scores on the throwing error. Makes it 4-0 here in the first inning. A walk issued to Summers. And a visit out to the mound for Richie Charles. Well, for expecting some possible precipitation here tonight at Legion Field, you could not ask for better than near 70-degree temperatures. Blue skies overhead. Temperature has cooled just a little bit here as we've made our way into the ballgame. 66 right now. Little hazy skies overhead on the first day of spring. So a runner at first, 4 runs in so far in the first for Century. A pickoff move to first and not quite in time as Summers goes back in standing up. Roseburg with 1 error, 4 hits for Century in the top of the first inning. Roseburg gave up a big inning, crooked number on the board against West Salem yesterday in the third, gave up 7. Century getting an earlier start with 4 in the first. First pitch at the knees on the inside corner is called for a strike against the 8-hitter. And this is Gene Kitagwa. My apologies for anybody that I might be butchering that name. I hope I've gotten it right. I went and asked for the pronunciation. Did my best to try and get it right. Jet steps off and looks back at the runner at first. Legion Field looking real nice, though. As mentioned, snow on the field just the last couple of weeks ago. The 0-1 pitch, runner going outside, throw down to second, looks in time, it gets away from Johnson. The throw was ahead of the runner, but it didn't quite have the distance to get there. A scoop attempt by Caden Johnson goes off his glove, backing up the play, Van Norman. And in safely will go Summers. Puts a man into scoring position with 2 away. 1-1 count at the plate. Outside. And the count goes 2-1 for Kittigawa. New dugouts here at Legion Field. New right field fence as well. 2 balls and a strike as Jet fires in, and it's a line drive shot caught at first by Jonathan Stone. That'll wrap up the first inning. But Century sends 8 hitters to the plate, and they score 4 runs. As 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 Roseburg error, and 1 man left on base. After a half inning, it's 4-0 Century in front. Roseburg coming up to hit when we return after this 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Tough way to start out the ball game for Roseburg. So now the question will be, can they get the bats going? Unlike last night when Roseburg had just 4 hits against the West Salem Titans. They'll see if they can get a little bit more offensive momentum going here at home against the Century Jaguars. On the mound, it is the left-hander, Kyler Summers. Summers listed at 6'7". Big guy out there. He looks every bit of that as he winds and fires a couple of warm-up pitches. Summers on the mound. He throws into Alex Garcia behind the plate as we look around the diamond for the Century Jaguars here in the bottom of the first. Ian Lawson out at first base. Jared Gordon at second. Nico Roselle at third. And Justin Herzog at short. In the outfield from left to right, Blake Bakay, Mickey Thompson, and Gene Kittigawa. That is your look around the diamond as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. Roseburg baseball streaming online at 541radio.com and here on 1490 Score, presented by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. So leading it off, it'll be Spencer Six, comes in batting .333 after just 1 game. Spencer had a double yesterday. Scored a run in there as well. Did draw a walk and had a stolen base. He rips at the first pitch, fouls it off down the first base side. Left-handed batter, right-handed thrower for Spencer. Back after missing his sophomore season due to a knee injury. 0-1 delivery from Summers. That one hit, and it goes off the glove at first. Ian Lawson couldn't handle it off the turf here at Legion. Might have had a little bit of funky spin to it. Sounded like it came off the bat a little awkward. And Six will get on safely with the error at first. Hit off the heel of the glove for Ian Lawson. Spencer reached on an error yesterday. He actually got on base 3 out of his 4 at-bats. One on, nobody out. Caden Johnson bats next for Roseburg, and he'll take a strike at the knees. Bottom of the first inning, Roseburg already trailing 4-0 against Century, but trying to at least chip away at that lead. Caden Johnson had the big day yesterday, named our player of the game as he swings and misses for strike 2. Johnson with an inside the park home run at West Salem High School. First and only time I've ever seen an inside the park home run at a game I've been calling. For Caden, he told me yesterday that was the first time he's ever hit an inside the park home run. 0-2 pitch, high and away. Asked him how he felt rounding the bases. He said he felt good. Was a little exhausted as he rounded third, but he was able to let up because he was going to beat any throw by a mile. 1-2 pitch for him. He lifts this one into left field. Not very deep. It's going to carry some, and it goes off the glove of the left fielder, Blake Bakay. They're going to hold 6 at second as Bakay fires it back in quickly. And that'll be another error for the Jaguars. Looked like Bakay kind of misread it at first, but I thought it was going to drop in front of him. Then the way he reacted, I thought it was going to carry over his head. And then it goes right off the heel of his glove. And so a pair of errors to start out the ball game for the Jaguars. May not be instilling a lot of confidence in their pitcher right now. As on the mound, Kyler Summers will have a visit with Alex Garcia, the catcher. Coming up to hit next will be Doran Gillespie. Had a double. Roseburg had 4 hits yesterday. 3 of the 4 go for extra bases. 2 doubles and a home run. Jonathan Stone, who waits on deck, had the only single for Roseburg yesterday. For a team that was struggling to get some hits, kind of impressive that the hits they did get most of them go for extras. First pitch for Doran. He gets way underneath this one. Popped up on the infield. It'll carry just into right field, and making the play, the second baseman, Jared Gordon. Almost looked as if Gordon was going to misplay that one. He almost overran it. Swinging at the first pitch, Doran Gillespie will pop out.
Next batter, the first baseman, number 15, Jonathan.
One away. Runners at first and second with the score 4-0 in favor of Century. Batting next, Jonathan Stone, the big man. A pair of big men going at it here. There's a pitch outside. Jonathan Stone at 6'7" on the mound. Kyler Summers listed at 6'7". 1-0 pitch coming up. The lefty delivers. Stone thought about it, got the hands moving a little bit, does not swing, and he'll take for strike 1. 1-1 count. One delivery from Summers. Check second, delivers in, swing and a foul ball. Foul ball makes it a 1-2 count for Stone. He went 1 for 3 yesterday as well. A lot of strikeouts, though, for Roseburg yesterday, so nice to see so far. Roseburg has not been punching out. 13 yesterday. We will hope that is a number that does not get matched the rest of the season. 1-2 pitch out of Summers. Outside, and the count goes even at 2-2. Feels as if it's getting a little darker here at the field. The clouds starting to roll in a little bit. Might be seeing a new storm system coming in. Might get some rain here in the near future. But today, we're playing ball. 2-2, swing and a miss at a pitch upstairs. Jonathan Stone will go down with the strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Kyler Summers. 2 away. Roseburg threatening with runners at first and second, but so far have not been able to move them around. Batting will be Zach Mandera, the third baseman, hitting in the 5th spot. First pitch from Summers to Mandera, who went without a hit yesterday. Takes high and away for ball 1. Zach Mandera, the senior, 3-time all-conference selection. Had 2 strikeouts yesterday. One-0 pitch for Summers, the lefty, checking the bases. Mandera gets underneath one. And coming back onto the infield, the shortstop, Justin Herzog, will make the catch. So Roseburg unable to do anything after a couple of errors put runners on base. They can't take advantage. And the Indians will go down in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, 2 errors for Century, 2 men left on base for Roseburg. After 1 inning to play, the Roseburg Indians trail the Century Jaguars 4-0. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Roseburg Baseball on 1490 The Score is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Indians trail 4-0 against the visiting Century Jaguars. Leading things off will be the 9-hitter, Nico Rosell. Left-handed batter stands in, and the first pitch from Jet Black is in for strike 1. Jet up to 32 pitches in the ball game. Felt like he's throwing quite a few strikes as he misses for a 1-1 count. 17 strikes, 16 balls, so pretty even so far. This one in the alley out in right center for Rosell. It doesn't carry very deep. Up to get it will be Gillespie. A long single for Nico Rosell as he starts out the second inning on base. One time through the lineup for Century, and they go through with 5 hits and scoring 4 runs. Say that'd be a successful trip through the lineup for the Jaguars. Back to the top for the left fielder. Blake Piquet had an error defensively out in left field. We'll see how he responds to that when he gets back to the plate here. First pitch is swing and a miss for him. Piquet struck out to start out the ball game for Century. But then behind him, hit by pitch, double, single, single, double, walk. Things got away from Jet just a little bit. The 0-1, ball fouled back for strike 2. Kind of fun to open up the door to the press box here at Legion Field today, and well, it brings back good memories, and always feels like I spend a lot of time here every year. So it's kind of weird to be back in the booth for the first time of the season. Pitch up the stairs and away for a 1-2 count now against Blake Piquet. But it's a good feeling. It's always fun to be at the ballpark. I enjoy it out here. That's why I spend so much time out here at the ballpark. Can't ask for a better day for it, and the crowd has shown up as well. A nice crowd coming out for the season opener here at home for Roseburg. 1-2 pitch. Piquet gets jammed, puts it up in the air behind home. Spencer Six chasing it all the way to the netting. He makes the catch. Will turn and look the runner back at first. Good effort behind home plate by the catcher, Spencer Six. chasing that one with his chest up against the screen, having to make that catch in the slimmest of margins.
Next batter, number 21, Mickey Thompson.
That'll be your first out here in the second. Blake Piquet has now committed the first out of the first and second innings. Mickey Thompson, the center fielder, bats. He got beamed his last time up. Takes one inside for ball one. Leaned the top half of the body out of the way. Almost stuck his belly button out there and had that one graze him, but just by him. 1-0 delivery for Jett. He'll throw over to first. Back in safely goes Rizal, the 9-hitter. Got on with the leadoff single. For Roseburg, they will have the next few days off before they make the trip to Central Oregon to take on the Summit Storm. 1-0 pitch. Thompson scoring to bunt. Takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Sounds like there could be a possibility of some issues with that game against Summit due to the weather over there. Apparently they've had snow sticking around a little bit longer than we did. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. It'll get through. Into center field. Gillespie will retrieve it. Holds the runner to second base. Rizal only able to go 90 feet. On with a single. First hit of the day for Mickey Thompson, the Washington State commit. Right back up the middle of the field.
Next batter, number 4, Justin Herzog.
Up to bat, the 3-hitter, Justin Herzog. RBI double back in the first. Scored the first run of the game for Century. Then eventually was thrown out at home for the second out of the first inning. He stands in, left-handed batter, takes outside. Runners at first and second with one away. Top of the second inning, 4-0 lead for Century. Johnson holding the runner on at second. The pitch goes to the plate, and it's outside for a 2-0 count. So that's information based off of what Coach Thompson was giving us about that Summit game, that their field may not be ready to be playable, but they are scheduled to be there on Saturday. Jets 2-0 delivery out of the stretch. The long look to second. Fires a fastball. Swing and a miss by Herzog. With the spring break trip coming up, now is the best time to let you know we will not be traveling with the team, so apologize, but we will not have broadcasts of the upcoming games at Summit and in Pendleton. There's a pitch on the outside corner called for a strike against Herzog, and his count's now 2-2 with one away and runners at first and second. So we will be back on the air after today's game when Roseburg visits West Albany on April 2nd. That'll be the last non-conference game before Roseburg begins conference play against North Medford. Pitch in the dirt goes through the legs of Spencer 6. The count will go full. Spencer tracks it down, but not in time to be able to catch either of the runners. So now it's second and third after the ball in the dirt. Wild pitch moves Rizal up to third and Thompson to second. One away, full count pitch coming up here for the 3-hitter, Justin Herzog. He hits one towards short. They've got the runner off at third. Throw to third. They'll throw to the plate. They've got him in a pickle. Throw back to third. The throw goes to Jett. And now they make the tag. Jet Black will make the tag at the plate as they will get not Piquet. That was Rizal who gets caught in the rundown between third and home. Two away. So Herzog ends up at second and Thompson ends up at third. That'll be a fielder's choice. First pitch in the dirt for Lawson.
Ian Lawson.
Lawson will take outside for ball 2. Breaking ball in the inside corner from Jet, called for a strike. Gets him back into the at-bat. 2 balls and 1 strike against the 4-hitter, Ian Lawson, and he takes low and outside for ball 3. A walk would load the bases with 2 outs in the top of the second. Century on top, 4-0 here from Legion Field. Out of the windup for Jet. Ground ball, third base side. Backhanded it short. Johnson's throw to first, not going to be in time. Deep in the hole at short. And Ian Lawson will pick up an RBI with his second hit of the game. Mickey Thompson scores to make it 5-0. Johnson just too deep in the hole to get the throw crossed in time.
Number 1, Jared Gordon.
And coming in to score Thompson. At first, Lawson. Up to third base goes Herzog. On the corners with 2 down. First pitch. Another one at short. And it's knocked down by Johnson, and he will not be able to make a play. And that'll be an RBI for Jared Gordon. And so now the decision, is that a base hit or an error? He bobbled it. Base hit. Carmen's going to say base hit. She's done enough scorekeeping in her time. I'll let her call it. So single. It was a great stop. It's not a play you expect him to always get to, so I think that's why I'm going to agree with Carmen on that one.
Next batter, number 3, Alex Garcia.
Made a play to get to a ball that he might not have been able to always. So you can't fault him for coming up and not getting the throw over there in time. As the ball softly lifted to second base off the bat of Alex Garcia, and that'll wrap up the top of the second. But some damage done. 2 more runs come in as Century strikes here in the top of the second inning. After 1.5, it's 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. And Century in front 6-0. We go to the bottom of the second. Roseburg trailing on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
One and a half innings into this one. Roseburg trails 6-0. The Indians here on 1490 The Score, brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Starting out the bottom of the second, it'll be the pitcher, Jet Black, followed by Trevor Muir and Garrett Zimet. 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for the Roseburg Indians. Kyler Summers in the first inning faced 5 batters. 2 errors by the defense, allowed runners on base, but he didn't give up a hit. First pitch here for Jet. Misses off the edge for ball 1. Jet yesterday didn't get a hit, but he put the ball in play all 3 times he was at the plate. He is one of only 2 players that did not strike out yesterday. Yesterday, Spencer 6 and Jet Black, the only guys that did not strike out. 1-0 for Jet on the outside corner for a called strike from the lefty Summers. Austin Anderson is warming up in the bullpen. That's a good sight for Roseburg. We'll tell you more on why here in a second. The 1-1 for Jet. Strike 2 taken. Yesterday, Austin Anderson came in. He pitched 1 inning of relief for Zach Mandera, but had to leave the game in the middle of an at-bat because of a cut on his finger. It's the 1-2 for Jet. Misses to even up the count. Anderson kept looking at his hands, kept rubbing his fingers, shaking it out, and they ended up pulling him out. It was a blister cut on his finger. They've got it all sealed up, and they're going to hope that it stays that way. As Jet gets underneath one out towards left field, going back is Baquet, running to the warning track, and he will track this one down. He had one that was much easier to catch the first time he had a ball hit his direction. This time, over-the-shoulder catch in left field. Blake Baquet will make the catch. Jet gave that one a ride, just not quite enough. One away for Roseburg here in the bottom of the second. Trevor Muir will get his first at-bat of the season. Yesterday, Roseburg used the DH. Muir played in the game but was DH'd 4. Now he gets his first at-bat. First pitch swinging. He fouls it back into the netting. Trevor Muir, a junior, played in left field yesterday when Garrett Zimet went to the mound to take over for Austin Anderson. The 0-1 pitch from Summers. Line drive, gets into center field, and the new man in the lineup will record the first hit of the day for the Roseburg Indians. Trevor Muir puts a line drive into center field for a 1-out single. First hit of the day for Roseburg. It took until the third inning yesterday in the season opener at West Salem for Roseburg to get a hit on the board. Today they do it here in the second, but they've got their work cut out for them, trailing 6-0 against Century. The 8-hitter, Garrett Zimet, will stand in, takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Zimet in right field today after playing in left field yesterday and pitching. Finished with 2 strikeouts yesterday, did not collect a hit in his 3 at-bats. The 1-0. Fouled right side and out of play. Summers, the big lefty, has been wheeling and dealing. Trying to battle back after giving up his first hit of the night. The 1-1 pitch, high and away. Count goes 2-1 against Zimet. Out at first base, Trevor Muir being cautious with his lead, with a lefty on the mound, although there he takes a sizable one. Pitch in for a strike against Zimet, watches it go by. That one did not look like it was anything fancy except for about a fastball it looked like on that outer half right around the knees. Pretty standard pitch. This time, taking a pitch out to left field on the run. Baquet will make the catch on the run out towards left center. Zimet got around on one, but that ball carries a bit, allows Baquet to run underneath it out in left field.
Next batter, the second baseman, number 12, Luke.
2 down.
Norman.
Still a man on at first. And up next will be the 9-hitter. Luke Van Norman, left-handed batter. Left-handed batter, right-handed thrower. The second baseman for Roseburg. The first pitch, he squares to bunt. He does offer and misses for strike 1. Not often you'll see a left-handed throwing second baseman. Just makes for an awkward angle on a ground ball to have to then turn and throw to first. The 0-1 pitch. Catches the inside corner for a called strike. Breaking ball from Summers. Lefty versus lefty matchup here. And Van Norman loses on that last pitch. Catching the inside corner. Dropped it in there perfectly from Summers. 0-2 pitch for him. He winds and fires and gets a swing and a miss for a strikeout to wrap up the second inning. Roseburg cannot once again take advantage of a runner on base. After 2 innings of play, it's 6-0 Century in front of Roseburg. The Indians go down, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. To the top of the third we go. This is Roseburg Baseball, online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Start the top of the third inning. Jet Black still out on the mound for Roseburg.
Batter's number 12, Kyler Summers.
As Kyler Summers, the pitcher for Century, will start things off. Takes the pitch low for ball one. Another one misses low for Jet, makes it a 2-0 count. We saw Austin Anderson warming up, the right-hander, transfer in from Glide High School. Could be ready to go in a minute's notice for Roseburg with Jet out there. Jet getting up on his pitch count, up near 60 as he misses again. The count, catches the edge that time. 2-1 the count. Against Kyler Summers, the pitcher had a walk back in the first to get on base and then stole second. He takes another strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Righty versus lefty matchup, pitcher versus pitcher matchup. 2-2 from Jet. Ground ball, first base side, waiting on it. Jonathan Stone will take it himself for the out. 1 away.
Next batter, number
Stone,
2.
no problem fielding that one. A little chopper through the infield, takes a couple of high hops. Sat back and waited on it, but then took a while to get to him. He finally charges in and makes the easy play at first. 1 away. The right fielder, Gene Kitagwa, will stand in, right-handed batter. 4 lefties in this lineup for Century, by the way. So breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone will get called for a strike. Kitagwa, 0 for 1 in the game, lined out to first his last time up to finish off the first inning. He takes outside. Count goes even at 1-1. 1 out so far here in the top of the third inning. The score 6-0 in favor of the Century Jaguars, who are looking to go to 3-0 on the year. Roseburg trying to get their first win at 0-1 right now. Strike called. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last year, this Century team finished 3rd in the Metro League, went 10-6 in league, 16-13 overall. Made it to the second round, but lost to Westview in the playoffs. Fastball low for Jet. Count goes to 2-2. They seem to have a fairly talented squad this year, though. Could be interesting to see where things take them as Kitagwa fouls one off, reaching for a ball that was probably out of the strike zone. But he fights it off to stay alive with a 2-2 count. Fastball misses high. The count will go to 3-2. Nobody on, 1 away. Top of the third inning. Ground ball, chopper towards short, handled by Johnson. And scooped out at first by Stone. Low throw across the diamond by Caden, but Stone picks it right off the top of the dirt. 6-3 the put out, 2 down. Johnson, man, I talked to him yesterday after he hit that inside the park home run. I asked him, it's Cody Johnson, his older brother, a senior last year for this Roseburg team. Was he going to be the first person he got in touch with after that home run? And he said, yeah. It's amazing how much they look like each other out there on the field. Ball in the dirt on the first pitch to the 9-hitter, Nico Roselle. Roselle is 1 for 1 in the game. Had a single in the second, but was thrown out at home on a pickle. Got caught between the bags. Caden and Cody look a lot alike, but their builds are a little bit differently. As Jet will fire too far inside, and he'll hit his second batter of the day. That's a tough break there with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. Jet gives up a base runner, puts him on with the hit by pitch. Out to the mound will go pitching coach Richie Charles to have a conversation with Jet Black, and Spencer Six out there as well. Back to that thought on Caden there. They look so much in their mannerisms and the way they move, but I think Cody was probably a little bit taller. Had a little bit more on his frame. A few more LBs on there. But they look so much alike when they're moving out there on the field. It's pretty funny to watch. They're going to make a move here. We're going to get a Shelby and Migulena called to the pin. And that will do it for Jet Black on the mound. And Austin Anderson will come in next for Roseburg on in relief once again after coming in relief and pitching 1 inning yesterday. Austin Anderson, the new man on the mound. We'll get you all the defensive changes after this call to the pin, brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. Back after this 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Next batter will be number 18, Blake McKay.
Austin Anderson will take over on the mound for Roseburg. Garrett Zymet moves from right field to left. Doran Gillespie goes from center to right, and in center field will be Jet Black as the sun pokes through the clouds here in the 3rd inning at Legion Field. Anderson from Glide High School transfers to Roseburg this year for his junior season. He takes over on the mound for Jet Black. Facing the top of the lineup here, Blake McKay standing in with 2 outs and a man on at first. The first pitch was a strike, and the second one fouled away, and Blake McKay, who's 0 for 2 in the game, will have an 0-2 count. So we will, I think Anderson is going to have to bat for himself. So we'll see how that goes here. Pitch is high. The 0-2 count goes to 1-2 for Austin Anderson against Blake McKay. Right-hander Anderson winds and fires, misses high and inside, and the count goes 2-2. Out at first base is Nico Roselle, who was hit by a pitch and was the last batter for Jet Black. So Jet will exit. Right now he would take the loss if the score doesn't change in Roseburg's favor. Ball high in the air, going to have to battle the sun, giving chase all the way up to the fence. Unable to get there in time. Luke Van Norman runs out of space as that ball will fall in foul territory. Stays a 2-2 count for McKay. So Anderson in here. Again, Jet on the hook for the loss at the moment after pitching 2 2/3. Two-two pitch for Anderson. It's a bit high. And the count will go full. Sun really coming in hot. That seems like it's an understatement. Right field, first base, second base, they're really having to battle it over there. The 3-2 pitch, strike three called. And Anderson will get a strikeout to finish off the top of the third inning, and Roseburg will blank the Jaguars here in the third. It's another more well-drilling strikeout for Roseburg's pitching. Back with the bottom of the third inning, the Indians trailing at 6-0 on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
Six to nothing our score. The Roseburg Indians trailing as we start the bottom of the third inning. Coming up for Roseburg, top of the order, Spencer Six, Caden Johnson, and Doran Gillespie. While we have a moment, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on 1490 The Score.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning now for Roseburg to be the top of the order.
Spencer Six will lead things off. Reached on an error in the first inning. One of just 3 base runners for Roseburg so far through 2 innings of play. And now I think the catcher must be having an issue. The catcher for Century, Alex Garcia, heading to the dugout, and it looks like he's going to get some tape on his throwing hand. While we have a moment, I want to let you know tonight's game has been brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Quick visit to the quote-unquote trainer's table for Alex Garcia. Wasn't a trainer necessarily. It was just one of the coaches. I didn't see Julie down there. I'm not sure if she's around. She might be over at the track and field meet. Julie Deaver, the athletic trainer for Roseburg. She does a wonderful job. Ball high in the air down the left field line. This could have a chance to drop in, and it's going to go well foul. The way everybody was chasing it, I thought it might have a chance to fall inside the chalk line down the third base side for Spencer. They were shading him as a pull hitter, and the lefty, that means everybody shading towards right field. And Spencer puts it down that left field side, but it carries into the Red Rock down near the bullpen for Roseburg. It'll be strike one for Roseburg's catcher. Spencer has now been on base 4 out of the 5 at-bats that he's had this season. The 0-1 pitch from Kyler Summers, the lefty. Check swing. It's a slow roller on the infield. It'll go to short. Takes a late hop over the bare hand of the shortstop, Justin Herzog. And I'm going to put that down as a hit as well. He had to make a bang-bang play at first to get a bare hand throw to first. Carmen, you saying a hit? That's what I'm thinking too.
Next batter, number 8, Caden Johnson.
Even if he gets it with his bare hand, no guarantee he gets a throw to first in time. That's my argument there. So base knocked for Spencer Six. Man on with nobody out. First pitch misses to Caden Johnson. Johnson came in batting .333. Reached on an error his first time up by the left fielder, Blake Biquet. Another pitch misses. Count goes to 2-0. 2-0 count for Summers. Delivers in. It's low at the shoe tops. And 3-0 now the count for Caden Johnson. Trying to find a way on base for a second time. Speaking of getting on base, Spencer 6 now has been on base 5 out of his 6 at-bats. I promise this will not be a trend of something to update every at-bat of the season for Spencer. Strike taken on the 3-0 pitch on the outside corner. That one right on the edge. Summers fights his way back into the at-bat. 3-1 count. Sun still shining down here at Legion as shadows start to creep out there. The 3-1. Johnson takes outside, draws a walk. First of the game for Kyler Summers. Spencer 6 at second. Caden Johnson at first.
Next batter, number 11, Doran Gillespie.
That was the situation back in the first inning. They were both on base with nobody out. Neither moved from that position. Doran Gillespie will try to change that this time around. He flew out to second with 6 at second base and Johnson at first. Back in that first inning, committing the first out of the game for Roseburg. Stands in again here with nobody out. The first pitch. Gillespie lets go by. He took a cut at the first pitch he saw the last time he was up, and that's when he flew out to the second baseman. This time he's a little bit more patient. Century does have somebody warming up in their bullpen. Barry Sherrill, a junior, right-handed pitcher. Again, popping it up is Gillespie, but this time back behind home. It'll get out of play and on the roof above us. Foul ball, making an 0-2 count for Gillespie, the 3-hitter. Had a double against West Salem yesterday. Got around on it, ripped one out to the wall in left field. See if he can connect on an 0-2 pitch here from Summers. Summers so far, 2 innings of work, has not recorded an out here in the third yet. He's only allowed 2 hits and 5 base runners, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. The 0-2, Gillespie pulls it to third, scooped at third base by Roselle. He'll throw to first in time, just by a hair to get Gillespie. The runners move up though. Gillespie, while he won't get credit for his sacrifice, he will move the runners up. A nice scoop at third by Nico Roselle, charging that baseball on a mid-hop. Picked it off the dirt, threw across strong across to first base to record the out. Spencer 6 moves up to third. Caden Johnson to second. 1 away. And Roseburg threatening to get their first run on the board, trailing 6-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Off speed to the first pitch to Jonathan Stone, misses for a 1-0 count. A ball and no strikes to the 4-hitter for Roseburg. Stone looking for a second hit of the year. He'll take a strike on the outside corner. Another off-speed pitch just sitting on that outside edge. Summers has had to labor a little bit here as of late. Faced 5 hitters in the first, 4 in the second, but he's been extended a bit here in the third, up to his 4th batter yet again. He's up to 41 pitches. He fires in. Stone gets underneath one out towards left field. This could bring in a run. Bakay circling around. He will finally track it down. That ball took forever to come down. Advancing to third and in. The ball gets away, and Johnson will not break for the plate. If he had gotten up faster, might have had a chance to score. He does not, but a sacrifice fly for Jonathan Stone brings in Roseburg's first run of the game. That ball had Blake Bakay in left field running circles out there. He was struggling to come down with where that ball was going. Finally did track it down. If that ball hadn't been a mile in the air, he might have had a chance to drop. So 1 run comes in. Roseburg trails 6-1. Pitch is high and away for ball 1 against Zach Mandera. Roseburg finally getting to Kyler Summers. An earned run against him here in the third. A 1-0 pitch for Summers. Mandera takes for a strike. Zach flew out to shortstop to end the first inning, trying to get a 2-out rally going here. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt behind the plate. Alex Garcia working to keep that ball in front of him with a runner on at third. And he was successful in doing so. Two balls and one strike with two away. Johnson with a lead at third. The throw in, and Mandera fouls it off his foot. He evens the count at 2-2. Well, tomorrow's the start of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Hopefully you've got your picks in. If you don't worry, there's still time. Got to get them in by 9 o'clock. I have not got mine in yet, so you're not alone. But make sure there's still time to sign up for Beat the Broadcaster, our bracket challenge presented by the Mary Gilbert Group, Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Lots of prizes to be won. Get signed up at 541radio.com. Another foul ball keeps Mandera alive. A lot of prizes to be won, like a 65-inch television and a Yeti cooler for the grand prize winner. And then a lot of prizes, 10 in total, for brackets that are beating myself and my co-host on Mondays and Fridays on Off the Wall, Josh Nelson. If you beat one of us, either after the first weekend or the second weekend, you got a chance to win a prize. The 2-2, Mandera fouls it away again down the first base side. So head to 541radio.com, get signed up today for the Beat the Broadcaster Bracket Challenge presented by the Mary Gilbert Group, Keller Williams, Umpqua Valley. Download our app at mggre.com. If you download the app here in the month of March, you can get a $5 gift card for coffee. Got to get your bracket in by 9 o'clock tomorrow, though. Pitch outside, and the count goes full. Battle at the plate for Zach Mandera with 2 outs and a man at third. Zach looking for his first hit of 2019. Kyler Summers quickly agrees to the pitch selection. The 3-2. Rears back. It's a slow roller through the left side of the infield, charging the third baseman. A pump fake and a throw, and just gets Zach in time at first. That one a lot closer than I anticipated. A couple of pumps on the throw by Nico Rosell, but he gets it there just in time to retire this side for Roseburg. After 3 innings of play, the score is 6-1. Century still in front of the Roseburg Indians. We'll come back with the top of the fourth after this 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
2 on them, 1 on us. No, because nothing happened on it. Top of the 4th inning coming up. Roseburg and Century going at it in a non-conference game here at Legion Field. The Indians trailing 6-1. Roseburg baseball brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Austin Anderson on in relief, on the mound for a second inning of work. First pitch down the middle for a strike against Mickey Thompson. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up here for Century. Thompson, Herzog, and Lawson. They have all been on base both times at their at-bats. Scored a couple of runs. Pitch misses outside for a 1-1 count. Thompson is 1 for 1, been hit by a pitch and has a single. Herzog waiting on deck. He is 1 for 2 with a double. and a run scored and an RBI as a ball fouled away. And Lawson is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Not too bad for the heart of the lineup here for the Century Jaguars. 1-2 delivery from Anderson out of the windup, high leg kick. And reaching for it, fouls off the pitch. Staying alive, Thompson will get another one. Have heard some people say that they are having issues logging in for Beat the Broadcaster. If you are one of them, make sure that you allow your browser to accept third-party cookies. Do not block third-party cookies. I feel weird saying it. I am not a computer nerd. I don't really know what that means, but I've been told that's what you should do on your computer browser. 2-2 pitch is low, and the count will go full. If you are having issues logging in, hit the support button on the screen there for the Beat the Broadcaster page. Hit the support button. They'll help you get logged in. It's a ground ball to short. Johnson in front of it. Throws to first. Not in time. Thompson quickly down the line, able to beat out the throw. And Thompson will get a single. So if you're having issues, hit the support button, and the guys there with our company that runs the contest will help you for Beat the Broadcaster. Hopefully everybody can get logged in and signed in and make their picks in time for tomorrow's games. First pitch to the lefty. Justin Herzog is high and away. Herzog 1 for 2 in the ball game. 1/3 of an inning under his belt for Austin Anderson. Gives up his first hit. That ball's in the air, out towards the middle of the infield, charging in to get it. Caden Johnson underneath makes the squeeze. 1 down. So now Roseburg looking for that ground ball, double play ball. Try and get out of things quickly here in the top of the 4th inning, trailing 6-1 against Century. Today's ball game here on The Score been brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Give them a call at 672-6707. Pitch outside for ball 1. A 1-0 pitch coming up. Anderson checking first, comes set, delivers from the belt. This is high and away for ball 2. Excuse me, high and inside. So Roseburg will have a few days off, continue to work on things here early on in the season before they get ready to head to Central Oregon. Up next, it'll be the Tiger Tournament for Century as a pitch outside in the dirt from Anderson. And the count goes to 3-0. Well ahead in the at-bat is Ian Lawson, the first baseman. And out to the mound will go Spencer Six to have a quick word with Anderson. Century will take on Tigard in the first round of that Tigard tournament, at least the first game. I don't know if they're going to have it a true bracket style with rounds, but it'll be Century and Tigard coming up on the 23rd. I believe that is Saturday. Yep, that would be Saturday. 3-0 pitch, runner going, that ball in the air with 1 out. Out to center field, the runner's going to have to head back to first. Jet will make the catch, and back to first goes Mickey Thompson. 2 away. High fly ball out to center field for Jet. Records the second out here in the 4th inning. Coming up to bat will be Jared Gordon.
Next batter, number 1, Jared Gordon.
Let's take some time to look at our Garrettson Building Supplies scoreboard update. Taking a look at the Roseburg scoreboard here today. 6 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors for Century. So the first pitch misses low and outside for Anderson. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error so far for the Roseburg Indians. Through 3 2/3 innings here in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss for strike 1 against Gordon. Gordon steps in 2 for 2 in the game with a pair of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. That is your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update in memory of W.H. Bill Garrettson, his name on the scoreboard. Garrettson Building Supply, building relationships, building projects, building materials.
serving Douglas County for over 90 years. 1-1 pitch. Thompson running in for a strike. No throw by Spencer Six. Thompson will get in safely. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 away for Gordon. Anderson trying to wrap things up here. After giving up a leadoff single to Thompson, he's induced a couple of pop-outs, trying to get one final out to wrap up things in the top of the 4th. Comes set, checks second. Johnson holding the runner on. Throw in, strike 3, froze him with the breaking ball. And Gordon will go down looking. Second strikeout of the game for Austin Anderson. And he sets down the Jaguars in the top of the 4th. It's a more well-drilling strikeout to finish up the top of the 4th inning. More well-drilling. Give him a call at 541-459-4039. 6-1 our scores. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Roseburg needs to get the bats going when we return on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is still the big man, Kyler Summers, on the mound. The big lefty out there throwing for the Century Jaguars. Roseburg trailing 6-1. Due up, Jet Black. And we'll check and see. I believe it's going to be Jet Black, Austin Anderson, and then Garrett Zymet. It does look like Anderson waiting on deck as Roseburg looks to try and fight their way back. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up against the starting pitcher, Kyler Summers. Roseburg baseball here on 1490 The Score is presented by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue. Give them a call at 672-5701. Summers delivers the first pitch here for Jet. Now in center field. Jet takes low for ball 1. Summers up over 50 pitches now in the ball game. When you get to 100 pitches, that's when you really got to start looking at it. So he's been doing pretty well on this one. As he enters the midway point of the contest, misses outside for a 2-0 count against Jet. Jet has an 0-for-1 day going. Flew out to left field his first time up. 2-0 delivery from Summers. Strike on the outside corner. Roseburg in the home whites for the first time this season. White tops, white trousers. The teal on top, gray trousers on the bottom for Century. Lefty Summers gets a swing and a miss out of Jet to make it a 2-2 count. Jet Black, an honorable mention, all Southwest Conference selection last year in the outfield for Roseburg as a sophomore. His 2-2 pitch. Takes for strike 3. Saw it coming. He knew as soon as he let it go by, he was going down. First strikeout looking for Kyler Summers. His third punch out of the game, 1 away to start out things in the bottom of the 4th inning. Austin Anderson will get his first at-bat of the season. And he takes a pitch high for ball 1.
Anderson came in the third inning and now gets his first at-bat, taking over for Trevor Muir, who had the first hit of the game for Roseburg. A swing and a miss. Moves the count to 1-1. So Muir's going to have a nice batting average after today. Had his first at-bat, got his first hit, 1 for 1, batting 1,000. A 1-1 here for Anderson, and he'll swing and miss at the outside pitch. Summers kind of looked at the start of this inning as if maybe laboring a little bit, might have been tiring a bit out there, but he's come back, and now he's got Anderson at the 1-2 count. Austin trying to fight his way through. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and the tag is applied to finish off the at-bat.
Next batter, number 1, Garrett Simon.
So the strikeout and tag makes it 2 down. Fourth strikeout of the game for Kyler Summers. Garrett Zimet, the left fielder now, moving over from right field. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game, second at bat, as Roseburg makes their way through the second time in the lineup. The 1-0 pitch is high. Do have an arm warming up in the bullpen, and that might be Caden Johnson. Nope. That is Troy Jones throwing over there. Looks like he might be warming up to come into the game, not necessarily come into pitch. Foul ball for Zimet. 2 balls and a strike against him with 2 out, nobody on base here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Summers trying to make it a 1-2-3 frame. His 2-1 pitch. It's fouled off. Roseburg trying to take a more aggressive approach at the plate. After yesterday, got themselves into bad counts far too many times. Looking to try and be aggressive early and be smart with their pitch selection. 2-2 from Summers. Swing and a miss, and that'll wrap things up. 1-2-3 frame, 3 straight strikeouts for Kyler Summers. He's not tiring at all as he makes his way through the 4th inning. Century still in front, 6-1 over Roseburg. We head to the 5th on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Headed to the top of the 5th inning, the Roseburg Indians trailing Century 6-1. The Jaguars will start out with the 6-hitter, Alex Garcia. Same defensive alignment for Roseburg. We had Troy Jones thrown in the bullpen. Wasn't sure if he was going to make an appearance in today's game, but it's still the same lineup for Roseburg defensively. Spencer Six behind the plate, Jonathan Stone at first. Luke Van Norman out at second, Zach Mandera at third, Caden Johnson at short. In the outfield, from left to right, Garrett Zimet, Jet Black, and Doran Gillespie. On the mound, Austin Anderson, the righty, fires first pitch, line drive to left field. It'll get in, 1 hop to Garrett Zimet. And Alex Garcia will have his second hit of the day, a single and a double now. Leads things off. Line drive out to left.
Next batter, number 10, Austin Van Huel.
Going to have a pinch hitter here. First pitch swinging, ground ball to third. Go to second for 1. The throw to first. They will not get the double play, but they do get the lead runner. Garcia cut down at second, 5-4. And a fielder's choice for Summers to get, not for Summers. Pinch hitting. That was Austin Vantool.
Next batter, number 20, Dylan Larson.
Hitting for Caleb Summers. First pitch misses from Anderson now for Gene Kitagwa. And it is going to be another pinch hitter, Dylan Larson hitting. Larson lines one over the top of Mandera into left field. It'll be picked up by Zymet. And the runners will be at first and second with one away. Back-to-back pinch hitters. And Nico Roselle will get back to the original lineup now. First pitch to the lefty. Takes on the inside corner from Anderson. Last two batters swinging at the first pitch they saw. The 0-1 pitch, and it beamed him on the front elbow. Another hit by pitch for Roselle. That's the second time today. First for Anderson. And out to the mound is going to go pitching coach Richie Charles to have a conversation. Bases are loaded. And the top of the lineup coming up here for Century, Blake Bakay. He's 0 for 3. I guess you might say he's due. His pitching visit for Richie Charles. Let's go ahead and say it's presented by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Stay with us in the postgame. We will name our South River Community Health Center Player of the Game for the Roseburg Indians, providing primary medical care and behavioral health care for children, teens, and adults. Visit South River Community Health Center online at south-river.org.
Next batter, number 18.
So bases are loaded. At third base is Vantool. At second, as the first pitch fouled away for strike one against Blake Bakay. At third, Vantool. Larson at second. Roselle at third. On the mound, Austin Anderson having to work with the bases juiced, and he launches one to the backstop. Fielded by 6. He'll throw it to the plate, but not in time. Backing up the play is Stone. And a run will come in on the wild pitch. Vantool scores on the wild pitch. Larson up to third. And to second base goes Roselle. So it'll make it 7-0. And runners at second and third. That ball lifted in the air, foul back behind home. One ball, 2 strikes against the leadoff man, Blake Bakay. Takes high and inside. Count moves to 2-2. Just one away. First base is open. Anderson has no automatic double play option out on the infield. Infield is in at the grass. The 2-2, strike 3 call. The huge strikeout there for Austin Anderson. It's a more well-drilling strikeout. Blake Bakay goes down with a strikeout for a third time here today. And for Austin Anderson,
next batter, number 21.
That is his third strikeout of the ball game. 2 down, gives him a little bit of breathing room. He's given up 1 run here in the 5th. Roseburg trailing 7-1 at the moment. Mickey Thompson comes to the plate. And a courtesy runner, maybe pinch runner coming in. Yeah, they are going to move in.
Martinez.
They're going to put Nathan Martinez out at second base to run for Nico Roselle.
So it looks like we'll have some defensive changes coming up this next half inning for the Century Jaguars. 2 down, runners at second and third. Mickey Thompson at the plate, and he takes a pitch high and inside, ducks out of the way. 1-0 count. Out of the windup for Anderson. High again. He started to leave the ball up. Two balls, no strikes. The Washington State commit, Mickey Thompson, heads to the plate. The 2-0, and he takes in the dirt. You've got Thompson, who's committed to go play at Washington State, and Jared Gordon, who's a little bit further down the lineup, the second baseman. He has signed papers to go play at Yakima Valley in the Northwest Athletic Conference. 3-0 pitch to Thompson, takes high for ball 4, walks the bases loaded. Anderson loads him up with 2 outs. And we'll get a visit from Coach Charles, and this might be it for Anderson. He will. He'll head to the dugout, and they're going to bring in Doran Gillespie from right field, and that means Troy Jones will enter the game. Jones will go to left field, it looks like, for Roseburg as Doran takes over on the mound. We'll have all the changes for you. It's a Shelby Migulena construction. Call to the pen. Your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. Back with more Roseburg baseball in the top of the 5th. Indians trailing Century 7-1 on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Well, it's not the ideal situation to come into a ball game for your first appearance on the mound, but Doran Gillespie will move from right field to the mound to take over for Austin Anderson. And he comes in with the bases loaded and 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Austin Anderson came on and got, let's see here, he pitched 1 1/3. He pitched 2 full innings. And gave up 1 run in that time. We'll get you the full stats for Austin Anderson here in a moment. Doran Gillespie, the junior right-hander, pitched some last year for the Indians. Was a bit of a reliever. Didn't start as far as I can recall. He misses on the inside with a breaking ball for a 1-0 count against Justin Herzog. On the day for Herzog, 1 for 3. Had a double back in the first inning that drove in 2. Fastball on the outside corner to the lefty. Takes the count to 1-1. Here, top of the 5th inning, a Shelby and Migulena construction call to the pen. Roseburg going to Doran Gillespie. Gillespie deals the 1-1 inside. Count goes to a 2-1. Bases are loaded with 2 down. At third base, Larson. 2-1 ground ball, goes to second, knocked down by Van Norman. Comes up throwing, and he'll get the final out. So Roseburg avoids giving up a big inning as they leave the bases loaded. At the end of the top of the 5th inning, the Roseburg Indians trail 7-1 for Century in the top of the 5th. 1 run on 2 hits, no Roseburg errors, and 3 men left on base. Will come up for Roseburg, bottom of the 5th. Van Norman, 6, and Johnson due up after this on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Coming out. Heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, Roseburg baseball brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. New man on the mound. Nope, that's still Kyler Summers out there, so he comes back into the game after getting pinch hit for. Summers will fire the first pitch to Luke Van Norman. Lefty swings and misses. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed in the dirt for strike 2. Trying to see if there's any other changes around the diamond here. Still Roselle at third as he had a pinch runner come in for him. So Roselle then comes back into the game. Looks like these were all just temporary changes possibly made for Mason Wright. Out at shortstop still Herzog as a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strikeout there for Van Norman, his second of the game. 6 strikeouts for Summers. 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Roseburg trailing at 7-1. Spencer 6 will stand in next. Spencer is 1 for 2. Lawson still at first. Jared Gordon still at second for Century. Bakay in left. Thompson in center. And Larson stays into the game, and he goes in at right field. So those are the changes we made. I haven't gotten a look at the catcher, Alex Garcia, but we'll see if that's still him. Another pitch misses for Spencer 6. He's got a 2-0 count. Summer, the lefty, 2-0 pitch to the lefty, Spencer 6. Catches the outside corner for a called strike. Spencer with a single in the 3rd. Some debate about that call in the up here in the booth. He had a check swing dribbler to shortstop. Checks his swing there, pulls back and takes for ball 3. It was a dribbler through the infield at shortstop. Herzog was going to have to make the highlight play of the game on the defensive side if he was going to get Spencer. Tried to barehand it. It jumped right over his hand. Didn't touch it at all. 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 taken on the inside corner. 1 out, nobody on base. Full count coming up here for Spencer 6. Spencer gets a hold of this one out to center field. Running back is Thompson. It goes over his head, and it'll dribble its way to the fence. Spencer rounding? No, he'll hold it second. A double for Spencer, 6. His second hit of the ball game. Spencer got a lot of that one. Dead center field. Thompson chasing it all the way to the wall. And Spencer able to get into scoring position all on his own. And Caden Johnson now will try to see if he can bring him around. Spencer scored the only run of the game for Roseburg so far. That came on a sacrifice fly by Jonathan Stone back in the third inning. Roseburg trying to do some damage here in the fifth, trailing 7-1. Johnson is 0 for 1 in the game with a walk and reaching on an error. He'll flare one out towards right center. That'll drop. 6 is up to third base, bobbled a bit by Thompson. They're going to send 6 to the plate. The relay throw into the infield is well offline, and Spencer 6 will come in to score on the error in center field. A single for Johnson, and then an error on center fielder Mickey Thompson will score the run. He bobbled that ball in center, and that allows Spencer to take the extra base. So single for Cody, or Caden Johnson, excuse me. If I have said Cody, I apologize. I only called I don't know how many Cody Johnson baseball games. It's going to take me a little while to probably get that out of my system. But Caden with a big hit there for Roseburg, gets his first hit of the night. He's now 1 for 2 with a walk and a single and reaching on an error. He's been on base all 3 times. He is at first. One on, one out, one in. Roseburg trailing 7-2, trying to get some late inning action here. See if they can come back against Century. Summer stays in the game after the visit to the mound. Swing and a miss. No, didn't go around, and Johnson's going to head for second. And the catcher, Garcia, wanted to say that that was foul tipped, and that's why he didn't go after it right away. He throws up his hands like, I thought it was a foul ball. It was a swing and a miss from Gillespie, so it will be an 0-1 count. Couldn't hold up on the check swing. Johnson takes second on the pitch in the dirt. Pitch misses inside. One now for Gillespie. Out at second base, Caden Johnson. Summers, the lefty, into his 5th inning of work. 77 pitches, fires one right down the pipe for a called strike against Gillespie. Doran 0 for 2 in the ball game, grounded out to third his last time up. Soft dribbler through the middle of the infield. Cut off by the third baseman, Roselle. The 1-2, Doran sharply hits this one to third. Diving attempt by Herzog gets through. They're going to send Johnson to third and hold him there. So Gillespie, late in the game, much like yesterday when he got his double, hits a hard ball towards third, and he gets his first base hit of the game in his third at-bat. Gillespie on at third, Johnson up, or excuse me, Gillespie on at first, Johnson to third. And it'll be Jonathan Stone coming up to hit with 1 out. He drove in a run with a sac fly his last time up. He is 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Could have an opportunity to do it again. If he launches one into the air out to the outfield, should be able to bring in Johnson from third, but rather see a base hit here. First pitch to Stone. He takes just above the belt for a called strike. Temperature cooling down a bit, it feels like, here at Legion Field as the sun makes its way towards the horizon. Sunset probably coming up in the next hour. The 0-1 for Stone, inside corner for a called strike. (0-2) against Jonathan. Summers trying to pick up a big strikeout here with 1 away. Runners on the corners. Foul ball. Yes. It will stay foul down that third base side. Roselle took his time collecting that one in foul territory. You got to be careful those baselines here at Legion. The balls can do some funny things from time to time. It could start rolling the wrong direction. Back to the plate for Stone, an 0-2 pitch coming up. Takes outside, watches it go by. Summers up over 80 pitches. Did see there was some more action in the bullpen for Century. Some players coming back from the bullpen. Earlier, Barry Sherrill was throwing. 1-2 for Stone. The umpire will say he went around on the check swing, and that'll be a strikeout. No appeal even needed. The home umpire, been told that was Kevin Wheeler, saying the Stone went around for the punch out. 7th of the day for Kyler Summers.
Zach Mandera.
2 down, and it'll be Zach Mandera trying to get a rally started here in the 5th. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Strike 1 on the first pitch for Mandera. Zach is 0-2 on the day. A pop out to short and a ground out to third. Doran Gillespie on at first, Caden Johnson at third. Doran was taking off on a foul ball hit by Stone in the last at-bat. We'll see if he tries to get a run going here. Nope. Pitch high and away for ball 1 against Mandera. Got the lefty on the mound, so you got to be careful. If it's a right-hander, Gillespie might get a decent lead, get an early jump, and get headed to second. But with a lefty on there, got to be very careful. You can see it taking off. Gillespie with a decent lead. The pitch, and he is running. The pitch out. Throw down to second. Garcia hangs on to it behind the plate, and in safely goes Doran Gillespie with a stolen base. They pitched out, but Garcia behind the plate didn't do anything with it. Second and third with 2 down. Mandera looking for his first hit of the year. This would be a big moment to get it. A 1-1. He takes for strike 2. Excuse me, 2-1 count. And it's 2-2. Big moment here in the ball game. Summers trying to finish it off. The 2-2 pitch. Mandera takes inside and beamed him on the foot. And Zach will get his way on base. Bases loaded with 2 down for Jet Black. Jet did strike out looking his last time up, looking to make amends. Jet hit in the 4th inning. This will be the 7th hitter to the plate for Roseburg here in the 5th. Most that they have sent to the plate all ball game. First pitch coming up for Summers. Misses low with a breaking ball. Nowhere to put a runner, so he's got to be careful. Needs only 1 more out. The 1-0. Inside. Two balls, no strikes. For Kyler Summer with the bases loaded. Jet, line drive shot to third, and that'll end the frame. Unlucky spot for Jet Black. A line drive rocket to third base. If it gets through, multiple runs are scoring. Instead, it goes right to the third baseman, Nico Roselle, who probably has to shake that one off a little bit. A laser right to the leather, and that will finish off the bottom of the 5th inning. Scoring chance averted by Century. They lead 7-2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. This is Roseburg Baseball, streaming online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Top of the 6th inning, Roseburg trailing Century 7-2. Roseburg baseball brought to you by Good Vibrations Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Tough break there for Roseburg. Bases loaded. Sharply hit ball goes right to the third baseman off the bat of Jet Black to finish things off on a line drive. Just a tough break. That's the way it goes sometimes, but a hard hit ball there for Jet, who's been hitting the ball hard, just hasn't been able to get him to drop in for hits. On the mound, Doran Gillespie continues to throw for Roseburg. His breaking ball misses. To give a 1-0 count here for Ian Lawson, the first baseman. He fouls one third base side to even up the count at 1-1. Roseburg trailing by 5. They lost by 5 yesterday against West Salem. Breaking ball beans the batter. That is the 4th hit batter. Nope. They say no, it's not a beanball. The umpire's not going to give him the hit by pitch. Instead, it'll be a 2-1 count. Said that he leaned into the pitch, apparently. Well, that time he gets it. And I think that one got him, looked like closer to the knee, but it sounded like it hit pretty stinking hard. And running down to second base, Lawson not showing any signs of limping. He's down there at first.
Next batter, number 1, Jared Gordon.
So, one way or another, Doran Gillespie wanted to put him on base, I guess. Lawson on at first. The 5-hitter and second baseman, Jared Gordon, will stand in, and he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Gillespie coming in to finish out the 5th inning. Got the final out. There's only his third batter faced. Misses outside. A 1-1 count. Gordon, 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of singles. Has an RBI and a run scored. Did strike out looking in his last at-bat against Austin Anderson. 1-1 pitch. Squaring to bunt. Offered. Cannot connect on it. For Roseburg, on the hook for the loss is going to be Jet Black. Jet now in center field, but started the game. Went 2 2/3 before getting pulled. Ground ball through the left side. Coming in to get it, Troy Jones will send it back in. Base knock for Gordon, his 3rd of the game. Two on with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning.
Next batter, number 3, Alex Garcia.
Alex Garcia, the catcher, will bat. Garcia is 2 for 3 on the day. Garcia has a base hit on a line drive to left field and a base hit on a fly ball to center field. They lay down a bunt. Fielded. They go to second for 1. The throw to first. Not in time. Can't turn 2. But they do get the runner at second. Gordon cut down. 1-6 on the out there. Up to third base went Lawson. Garcia will get on with the fielder's choice.
New batter, number 27.
New man in that 7 spot for Summers. It is going to be Barry Sherrill. And he'll take the first pitch for a called strike. The 0-1 called for strike 2 on a breaking ball from Gillespie. Runners on the corners with 1 away, looking for another double play ball. The 0-2 delivery. Fastball, strike 3, got him looking. Barry Sherrill will go down 1-2-3. First strikeout for Doran Gillespie. That means it's his first more well-drilling strikeout for the right-hander Doran Gillespie, the junior. Now 16 pitches into the game. Runners on the corners, and batting next is Dylan Larson. Larson, his second at-bat, takes a strike right at the thigh level. Starts out the at-bat. He had a single his last time up, back in the 5th. Takes in the dirt, runner going for second. They throw short. It's backed up by the shortstop as it gets by Van Norman. Stolen base for Alex Garcia. Puts him into scoring position out at second. At third base is Lawson. Ball in right field. Zymet will make the catch, and that'll wrap up the top of the 6th. So Dylan Larson flies out to right field to finish things off. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Roseburg trailing at the moment 7-2. For Roseburg, Jones, Zymet, and Van Norman due up when we return. This is Roseburg Baseball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball from 541radio.com.
A new pitcher for Century, number 27, Barry Sherrill.
We've had a Shelby and Migulana construction call to the pen mid-inning here, in between innings. As the Century Jaguars will go to Barry Sherrill, the right-hander will take over on the mound. Takes over for Summers. Kyler Summers goes out of the game after 5 innings of work.
The batter, number 3.
5 innings pitched for Kyler Summers. And looking at his line, 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts for Summers. Barry Sherrill will face off against Troy Jones. Missed with the first pitch, high with the second. 2-0 count now for Troy Jones. Jones getting his first at-bat of the game. In the 7th spot in the lineup. He'll take outside for a 3-0 count. Jones started as the DH yesterday for Roseburg. He did not get a hit, though. Had one at-bat. Takes a strike on the 3-1 count, or excuse me, the 3-0 count. A 3-1 pitch to him from Sherrill. Misses for ball 4. So the Indians going to try and take advantage of the relief pitcher, see if they can fight their way back. Jones will draw the leadoff walk. Roseburg's going to need a little bit extra. Then just one runner on base. Here in the 6th inning, down by 5, 7-2. Garrett Zimet will hit. The right fielder takes a pitch in the dirt outside for ball 1. Zimet 0 for 2 in the ball game. Tonight's action brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Jones takes a nice lead at first. Sherrill delivers to the plate, gets it on the outside corner for a called strike. Sherrill's 1-1, fouled away. Zimet with a 1-2 count. Looking like the only change was on the pitching mound defensively for Century here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-2 delivery out of Barry Sherrill. Breaking ball, carries too far outside, can't get Zimet to chase after that one. Garrett with a strikeout in the 4th. Flew out to left field, back in the 2nd. As the sun pokes through again right at the horizon. Shadows starting to creep along across the field. Outside and low, and the count will go full. Nobody out with a man on at first, and Roseburg trying to build a little bit of momentum, some confidence here in the bottom of the 6th inning, down to their final 6 outs in the contest. Full count pitch coming up. Sherrill delivers the fastball. It sits on the edge for a called strike 3. And it once again felt like a moment where momentum could go one way or the other. And it goes in favor of Century with the strikeout. 1 away, 1 on. Luke Van Norman will stand in. 0 for 2 on the day for him with a pair of strikeouts. A lefty versus righty matchup this time with the reliever on. Van Norman will lay down a bunt. It goes back to the mound. The throw to first is on target. Throw to second. Not going to be there in time to get Jones rounding the bag. So sacrifice bunt for Van Norman. But with 1 out, it now puts him at 2 outs here in the 6th. And you're going to need more than a sacrifice bunt.
Number 6, Spencer 6.
2 down, the top of the order here. Spencer 6 will come up to bat. He's been on base 3 times, 2 for 3 on the day. Troy Jones out at second base. Sherrill gives a couple of looks and delivers in. Swing and a miss. A big cut on the first pitch for Spencer 6. Well, taking a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, checking the score of the Roseburg JV game. They win 2-0. I believe that takes Justin O'Byrne and the Roseburg JV squad to a 2-0 record on the year. Didn't hear the final score of the JV game yesterday at West Salem, but I know they were up pretty big last we had heard yesterday, so I'm going to assume they held on for the victory. 0-1 pitch for Sherrill against 6. Wind and fire outside on a breaking ball that misses. One count. Barry Sherrill, a junior, 6'2" they have him listed as, and he
Sits a breaking ball right on the outside corner. After a shaky start and a walk to Troy Jones, Sherrill has turned things around a bit here. A strikeout looking. Got a sac bunt out of Van Norman. He's got a chance to retire the side and leave a man stranded at second base. A 1-2 pitch. That ball lined out to left field. Going to be caught easily by Blake Bakay. That finishes off the bottom of the 6th inning. Roseburg down to their final 3 outs. The home team, they'll have the final at-bats. They got to keep it a 5-run game as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Roseburg trailing 7-2 against Century. Back after this 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Top of the 6th inning. Excuse me, top of the 7th inning. Roseburg baseball here from Legion Field today. Beautiful day for some baseball. Tonight's action been brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. For Century, leading is 7-2.
The 7th now, number 24, Nico Roselle.
And they will have the bottom of the order, 9-1-2 coming up. First pitch swinging for Nico Roselle in the air out towards center. Jet Black will run underneath it. 1 out recorded on the first pitch for Doran Gillespie, still in. He gets Roselle to fly out. Roselle will finish out the day unless they bat through the lineup here, or unless Roseburg forces extra. 1 for 2. He was hit by a pitch twice and had a single in the second. First pitch to the leadoff man, Blake Bakay, who has had a tough day at the plate. 3 strikeouts and a pop out to the catcher. The 1-0 pitch from Gillespie. Called for a strike. A 1-1 in the dirt. Bakay able to lay off the pitch. Gillespie, an inning and 2/3 of work so far. He came in back in the 5th inning, got the final out with the bases loaded. Ball fouled off by Bakay. 2 balls and 2 strikes for the leadoff spot. 3 pitchers used by Roseburg today. They had 3 yesterday. They've been without Jay Stoffel, who's been out due to illness. 2-2 pitch outside in the dirt. Count will go full. A couple of days off for Jace, and then a couple of days before Roseburg will play again, scheduled to play on Saturday. So hopefully Jace able to get healthy and return to the team and not get everybody else sick. That'll be a big component to his return. Full count pitch, and instead of walking him, Doran Gillespie makes him pay. Hits him with the pitch. Gillespie will put on another batter with the hit by pitch. For Roseburg, if I'm not mistaken, that will be the 5th of the game. Nico Rosell in the 9 spot had been hit twice. Now Blake McKay. Mickey Thompson was hit by a pitch in the first inning. And Ian Lawson has also been hit by a pitch tonight. Roseburg's pitching trying to come into their own. First pitch, a bunt for Thompson. First base side, fielded by Gillespie. Throw to first will get the out. Sack bunt for Thompson. Up to second base goes McKay. 2 away. So you got 2 down and a man in scoring position. Top of the 7th. Roseburg trailing 7-2. First pitch, a breaking ball for Gillespie. Catches the outside corner. The 0-1 delivery here for Doran. Strike? No. Just misses. That one gets him up in arms a little bit here at Legion Field. Ball down the first base side. Takes a high hop to Stone, but he'll field it and flips it to Gillespie, covering the bag to finish off the inning. So that'll wrap things up here in the top of the 7th inning, and Roseburg will head to the bottom of the 7th, needing 5 to tie and 6 to take a lead. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base for Century in the top of the 7th. Final at-bats coming up for the Roseburg Indians here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Well, since the first inning, it's been a fairly even ball game, but Roseburg gave up 4 in the first inning to Century. After that, if you take away that, it's a 3-2 ball game, but Roseburg touched up early, and Century's been able to hang on. They'll try to close it out here as they lead 7-2 against Roseburg. Go to the bottom of the 7th. Final at-bats. It'll be the heart of the lineup. Caden Johnson, Doran Gillespie, and Jonathan Stone due up. Facing Barry Sherrill, the reliever. And first pitch from Sherrill is low and outside to Caden Johnson. Johnson 1 for 2 in the ball game. Tonight's game brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Coming up, we'll have the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Stay tuned for that after the final out. 1-0 pitch to Johnson, taken for a strike. Caden has been on base all 3 times. Reached on an error, a walk, and a single. 1-1 pitch from Sherrill. Breaking ball outside. Sherrill with his feet spread wide on the mound. Fires in a ground ball. Picked up at the shoe tops by Rosell at third. And he's able to get it across over to first for the out. Nico Rosell has played pretty solid defense there at third base here tonight. Fielding that in-between hop there at third. Took it right at his shoe tops and had no problem throwing across the diamond. 1 away. Up next, Doran Gillespie, 1 for 3 tonight.
First pitch. Gillespie timing it up, takes for a strike. Sherrill came in to start the 6th inning, so the 7, 8, 9 hitters and Spitzer 6 at the top of the lineup all saw him. Heart of the lineup here seeing the relief pitcher for the first time tonight. 0-1 pitch for Sherrill. Swing and a miss by Gillespie. Two outs left to work with for Roseburg. They need 5 to tie and force extras. Sherrill back on the rubber. Century looking to improve to 3-0 on the year. The 0-2. Gillespie underneath it. High in the air to right field. Larson is coming in for it. He'll snag it out of the air. 2 away for Roseburg. It'll come down to Jonathan Stone, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Does have a sac fly for an RBI back in the 3rd inning, driving in Roseburg's first run of the game.
Next
7-2 our score. One more out to go for Century here from Legion Field. First pitch from Barry Sherrill. Stone takes outside for ball 1. Stone's 1-0 pitch. In the dirt. Base is empty with 2 away. Barry Sherrill looking for a quick 1-2-3 7th. This would not be a save opportunity. A lead of 5 innings when he entered, and he hasn't pitched at least 3. Misses high for ball 3 against Stone. So not a save opportunity for the right-handed junior, Barry Sherrill. In line to get the win will be Kyler Summers. 3-0 pitch from Sherrill. Misses for ball 4. And Jonathan Stone will get on base. It's a start. Got to get it started somehow. And Roseburg will look to try and continue it here with Zach Mandera coming up to bat. Zach is 0 for 2. Did get hit by a pitch his last time up to get on base for the first time this season. Stone will take his lead at first as Mandera takes ball 1. Strike zone not there for Sherrill. Stone out at first base. You might be deceived by his size at 6'7", obviously a big guy. He does have some speed. He's not afraid to take off for second from time to time. Pitch outside. That one will make it an easy trip down to second base for Stone. Wild pitch, moving him up 90 feet into scoring position. Again, going to take a lot more for Roseburg, though, down by 5. Bottom of the 7th inning. Roseburg trailing Century, 7-2. Sherrill coming set out of the stretch. He'll kick and fire, and he misses outside again, pulling across his body and missing off the outside edge. Out to the mound will go Alex Garcia to have a quick conversation with his pitcher. Game going just past the 2-hour mark here in this bottom of the 7th. We played just about 2 hours yesterday at Salem. I think the game probably got over a little bit shy of 2 hours. Tonight we're going to go just a little over unless Roseburg comes back and has a long 7th inning to win it or forces extras. 3-0 pitch here for Mandera with a man at second. And Zach will take one right down the heart of the plate. Wasn't about to go after that one, it looked like, for Zach. 3 balls and a strike. Sherrill will come set. Looking for the final out with 2 away and a man at second base and a called strike on the low outside corner. So full count pitch coming up. 2 down. Jonathan Stone at second. Defense playing straight up against Mandera. The 3-2 pitch.
Sherrill delivers. Zach, line drive shot, his first base hit of the season. Is going to go for extra. Stone will score from second. Zach hustling in a stand-up double to get Roseburg a run here in the 7th inning. Stone easily scoring from second base. Mandera with the double. And things continue on for Roseburg here late in the ball game. Back within 4. 7-3 your score. 7 runs on 12 hits for Century. Roseburg 3 runs on 6 hits. Surpassing their total from yesterday with only 4 hits. First pitch to Jet Black is a called strike. Zach Mandera trading spots with Jonathan Stone. He'll take his lead out at second base. 2 away, bottom of the 7th. Roseburg down to their final out, trying to get a rally started. 1 run in so far. Jet is 0 for 3 in the game. Got robbed of a hit in his last at-bat. A line drive shot right at the third baseman, Nico Roselle. The 0-1 breaking ball for strike 2. That one looked pretty. A lot of movement on it right through the heart of the zone. Sharply thrown curveball. Jet back in there for the 0-2 pitch. Trying to wrap it up here. Sherrill will deliver. It's a ground ball fought off right side to the second baseman. Fielded by Gordon. And the final out will be made at first. 4-3 the put out to wrap things up here tonight from Legion Field. The Roseburg Indians fall against the Century Jaguars. 7-3 the final score. Century improves to 3-0 on the year. The Indians will fall to 0-2. We'll come back with the wrap-up for you with the Roseburg Disposal postgame show coming up next when we return. This has been Roseburg Baseball, streaming live online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Roseburg Disposal postgame show from Legion Field. Roseburg Disposal, let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Coming up here in the postgame show, we will name our South River Community Health Center Player of the Game. But the Roseburg Indians fall tonight, 7-3 your final score, as Roseburg goes to 0-2 on the year, and Central will go to 3-0. Joey Kieran here with you, back in the studio. Chance Terrell, we're running the radio side of things. And helping out with the video production here tonight, Josh Nelson with us here from Legion Field. Thanks so much for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, folks. Taking a look at how tonight's game played out, the Century Jaguars took the early lead 4-0, led wire to wire in this one. They stretched it to 6-0 in the second inning, and all those 6 runs go against starter Jet Black for Roseburg. A run in the top of the third for Roseburg got them on the board, but they were still down at that point, 6-1. They cut it to 6-2 in the fifth inning. Or excuse me, they cut it down to 7-2 as Century would get a run in the top of the fifth inning, made it 7-1 at that point. Roseburg got back to within 7-2, added one more run in the top of the seventh for our final score at 7-3. Roseburg unable to get any closer than the 4 runs that they were behind in the third and in the seventh. 6 hits, though, a season high now for the Roseburg Indians. As they had 4 in their season opener yesterday, they surpassed that here tonight. But still a lot to work on for this Roseburg team as they try to get to full strength and they try to get things grooving before they get into conference play coming up in the early month of April. Getting the win tonight will be Kyler Summers. Taking the loss will be Jet Black. We'll have more of the stats for you when we come back with more of the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. So stay with us, folks. We'll take a 2-minute break and have more from Legion Field as Roseburg falls tonight 7-3 on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
Continuing on with the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Tonight, the Roseburg Indians fall 7-3 against the Century Jaguars. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This has been Roseburg Baseball, streaming online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Well, another tough one tonight for Roseburg. Still things to work on as they got to clean up the pitching, clean up the defense, and clean up the hitting. They cut down on the number of errors tonight, only one for Roseburg, but still not a lot of hits, and the pitching getting a little touched up early on in the games. Let's go ahead and run through the numbers here tonight as we take our final look at the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. 7 runs on 12 hits, 3 errors for Century. They scored 6 in the first 2 innings to pull ahead big and hung on for the win. Roseburg scores 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error in tonight's contest. Roseburg scoring in the 3rd, 5th, and 7th innings here tonight. And that is how things play out for the Roseburg Indians. Picking up the win is Kyler Summers. Summers ends up going 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. He picks up the victory. Jet Black takes a loss for Roseburg tonight. 2 2/3 innings, gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Also pitching for Roseburg tonight, Austin Anderson with 2 innings of work, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, it was earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Doran Gillespie also pitches 2 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, and had 1 strikeout, no runs allowed by Gillespie. So Roseburg falls to 0-2 on the season. Taking a look at the offensive numbers here tonight for the visiting Century Jaguars. 0 for 4 at the top of the lineup for Blake Piquet. Mickey Thompson goes 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Justin Herzog was 1 for 5 tonight with a run and an RBI. 2 for 3 for Ian Lawson in the cleanup spot. He had a run scored and an RBI. Jared Gordon goes 3 for 4 with a run scored, 1 RBI. He did have a strikeout. Alex Garcia was 2 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBI. And Kyler Summers goes 0 for 1, had 1 walk in there. Also getting a chance to take the field and get a couple of at-bats. It was Austin Van Tol, who goes 0 for 1 with a run scored. Got on base. Well, let's see here. Van Tol got on with a fielder's choice. Barry Sherrill goes 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Gene Kitagwa goes 0 for 2 in the game. Coming on in his spot was Dylan Larson, who goes 1 for 2. Nico Rosell at the 9 hole goes 1 for 2 in the game as well. On the other side for Roseburg, 2 for 4 for Spencer 6 with 2 runs scored. Caden Johnson was 1 for 3 with a walk. Doran Gillespie 1 for 4 in the game. Jonathan Stone 0 for 2 with a run scored, an RBI, and a walk. He did have 2 strikeouts. Zach Mandero 1 for 3 with an RBI. Jet Black goes 0 for 4 tonight, struck out once. Trevor Muir goes 1 for 1. Austin Anderson 0 for 1. Trent Jones came in late in the game. He goes 0 for 0 with a walk. And Garrett Zymet goes 0 for 3 in the game in the 8th spot. Luke Van Norman goes 0 for 2. That is a look at all the offensive numbers tonight for both teams as we wrap up tonight's broadcast. It's time now on the postgame show to name our South River Community Health Center Player of the Game, providing primary medical care and behavioral health care for children, teens, and adults. Visit them online at south-river.org. Tonight's player of the game for the Roseburg Indians will be Spencer 6, the catcher. Ends up going 2 for 4 at the plate. Scores twice in the ball game. Gets on base 3 out of his 4 times at the plate. So Spencer 6, your player of the game for tonight's contest against the Century Jaguars. Congratulations to Spencer. Roseburg will be off for the next couple of days. They continue their season on the road against the Summit Storm. Roseburg will be at Summit, scheduled to play at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. That'll start their spring break trip. After that, they will be on Monday playing in the Buckaroo Classic out in Pendleton. They'll play 2 games on Monday, play on Tuesday, and then have their final game of the tournament to be determined on Wednesday. And that'll wrap up a 5-game trip to Central Oregon for Roseburg over spring break before they come back and take on West Albany on April 2nd up in Albany, and then get into conference play on April 6th against North Medford. We will not make the trip to Pendleton and to Central Oregon, so our next broadcast is going to be April 2nd at West Albany when Roseburg visits the Bulldogs. I do apologize for not making the trip. I know it's become custom, so you guys are probably used to it for those of you that have been around for the last couple of seasons. But we will keep you updated on what's been going on with Roseburg baseball online at 541radio.com, so stay tuned for that online to keep up with what's going on with Roseburg baseball. But our next broadcast will be from West Albany High School. You can tune in to catch the game here on the radio or watch online at 541radio.com. Before we go, a couple of other score updates for you. Again, a Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. From the Southwest Conference tonight in baseball, Beaverton defeating Grants Pass 3-1. In softball, North Douglas defeats Pleasant Hill 12-1 tonight as well. Roseburg softball was up at Tiger tonight. We don't have a score to report for you there, but they were in action. Track and field going on for Roseburg High School over at Roseburg High. South Umpqua and Sutherland at Finlay Field for that tri-county meet going on here tonight. Folks, want to let you know Blazers basketball is just about to get started. In fact, actually just tipping off from Portland. The Blazers hosting the Dallas Mavericks. We'll have coverage of the game coming up for you when we finish things up here. We'll send you right over to Blazers basketball. Brian Wheeler with the call as Portland looks to finish out the second half of the season strong going into the playoff push. That'll do it for us here from Legion Field tonight. Want to say thanks to the visiting Century Jaguars head coach Mason Wright for helping us get ready for tonight's ball game. They were very courteous and provided us plenty of information on their team as we got ready for tonight's game. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bullen, head coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg Indians baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on 1490 The Score. Thanks to Chance Terrell for the radio production back in the studio. Thanks to Josh Nelson for help with the video production tonight here at Legion Field. And as always, thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We will talk to you guys April 2nd when Roseburg visits the West Albany Bulldogs for a non-conference game from Albany. We'll have the action for you streaming live online at 541radio.com and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, Chance, thanks so much, bud. We will talk to you again here soon.